Hi everyone, welcome to Cooking with Chef Rich. Today we're going to be making a flan. I was actually looking at different recipes this past week and I saw a recipe for flan that uses cream cheese. And I've never in my life heard of using cream cheese in a recipe, in a flan recipe. Normally a flan has eggs, generally maybe either evaporated milk or whole milk or condensed milk, vanilla, sugar, and those are the basic ingredients. As I've said, I've never seen a flan recipe with cream cheese, so I decided to give it a shot and see how it comes out. I have a can of condensed milk, 12-ounce can of evaporated milk, 5 eggs, 3/4 of a cup of water, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and 1 8-ounce bar of cream cheese. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make some caramel sauce. We're going to start out by taking the water and putting it in a saucepan. And that's going to be I'm going to use that on high heat for 2 minutes. Once it comes up to a boil, I'm going to add the sugar. So we're going to add our cream cheese to a bowl, or a mixing bowl. And we're going to put this up to mix. And actually, our water is just coming up to a boil. I'm going to add my sugar, and I'm going to turn this down to medium level. I'm going to give this a mix real fast. By mixing it, the sugar is immediately going to kind of melt, if you will. I'll leave it on medium. All right, so let's add this is a flat paddle that we're going to be using. As I said, if you want to use a hand beater, you can, and just use a regular beater. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our eggs one at a time, and we're going to scrape down the bowl after every egg. Scrape down the bowl now. If you see how it's kind of, if you look at it, you can actually see pieces of cream cheese. That's not what you want. You want it to be a nice, smooth mixture. And that's actually why you add the eggs one at a time. Because what's going to happen is, if there's clumps in it, your flan is going to be clumpy. So you actually it's very important to have a nice smooth mixture. And you'll notice, actually bring the camera close, you'll notice that it is nice and smooth at this point. So there's unfortunately no clumps in it, and that's really important that there's no clumps in it before you add your second egg. Just scrape that down very, very well. And you want to know something? I'm going to actually put that up to mix for another couple seconds because there's a couple small clumps in there. Alrighty. You can't really see, but right now my water is just simmering, but not boiling heavily. I'm going to add one more egg to this. We'll scrape that down. It's good. At this point, my mixture is nice and smooth, which is exactly what you want. This is actually, it reminds me of making a cheesecake. This is like actually very similar to a cheesecake. Well, got 2 eggs on that time, but it should be all right. Scrape it down one last time. All right, so our mixture is nice and smooth. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to add our vanilla. We're going to add our evaporated milk. And lastly, our condensed milk. You definitely need either a spoon or a spatula to get the condensed milk out. Condensed milk always sticks to the can. Always. And we'll give it a good mix. Alrighty. So we have our flan mixture now. And our water is still going. We want our caramel sauce to be a nice amber color And that has a few more minutes still. Right now it's still on it looks like water with a slight yellow tinge to it. So this has to go for another few minutes. I'm gonna stop shooting now, and I will see you in a few minutes when this is ready. So when I look down, there are some clumps in here still, and they're not going away that easy. So I'm just gonna straighten this out, because I really don't want any clumps in my flan. Just like so. And it won't be clumpy at least. And our caramel sauce, you'll notice it is getting thicker, but it's still not a nice amber color, and we want it to be a nice amber color. So I'll show you what it looks like in a couple minutes. See you shortly. So I'm going to be pouring this in here just to make pouring it into these a little easier. I'm doing individuals. You can do either a large ceramic, you could do small ceramic individuals, or a large ceramic as a big one. You'll notice that my caramel is just about there. About another minute, it'll be ready. I want just a little bit of a deeper amber color, but that's just about ready. So I'll show you what it looks like in one more minute. So you'll notice that our caramel is now a nice amber color. You don't want to get it too dark because you'll get bitter very, very, very quickly. And I'm just going to pour a couple drops in each one. I did spray each one of these with cooking spray. Very important, because otherwise you'll never get your flan out. So that's really important to do. You notice as I'm going, it's getting darker and darker because it's actually still cooking. So you want to take this off the stove as soon as it's done, because brown sugar does get a little out of bitter side after a while. That wasn't too hot. All right. Next thing we're going to do, actually, I'm going to let this sit for about 2 or 3 minutes just to solidify a little bit, and then we'll start with this. So I'll see you in 2 minutes. All right, so our caramel is now cool. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill this up. I'm not sure exactly how many this is going to make. I went with about a dozen. Probably going to make a little bit less. We're going to fill all these up. There is something that I did want to show you before we deal with this. If you look in my pot where I made the caramel, this is sugar, and you'll notice that it doesn't come off at all. Like, no matter what I do, you can sit and scrub this, it's not going to come off. I'm going to teach you how to. One of the reasons why you should watch my videos, because I always give helpful hints. So anyway, like I said, you'll be cursing at me if this were to happen to you, because you can't get it clean. It's like almost impossible. What's an easy way to get it clean? I'm going to put a 1/2 inch of water in here. I'm going to bring this up to a boil. And what's going to happen is when the water gets hot, it's just going to melt right off literally. And then I'm going to go about washing my pot very, very easily. So the next thing that we want to do is we have to cook these in something called a water bath. What we're going to do is we're going to put this in the oven. And I'm going to have it just kind of hanging out on here. And I'm going to take the hottest water I can get out of the faucet. You can boil water if you want to. Speeds up the cooking by a couple minutes. I generally just use faucet water, just hot water. You just want to make sure that it is level so your water doesn't go all over your oven. Add some more water to this. You want to go at least 3/4 of the way up. And I'm cooking this at 300 degrees. If you have a convection oven, make sure it's not on convection. You don't want air blowing around. You want a very, very gentle cooking process for this. I'm going to stick this in. And I'm not even going to guess how long these are going to take. I'm going to guess 45 minutes maybe. Let's see. So this is up to a boil. And let me just show you what I mean. You'll notice that with the spoon, it just literally melts right off. And now I can go wash my pot very easily. So anyway, when these come out, I will show you what they look like, and I'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching. So our flan is now set, relatively firm. You'll notice that it jiggles a little bit when I go like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let it sit out for about a half an hour. I took all the water off out of the pan. That's the first thing I did, just so you know. So you drain off all the water. Go let it sit out for about a half an hour so it cools. And now I'll probably be in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 hours before it's perfectly cool. And then I will put it out on a plate and show you what it looks like. So I'll see you shortly. Bye-bye. So our flan sat out for about a half an hour. Then it was in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 hours. It has to be totally chilled. So you won't really want it to be totally chilled. Next, we're going to try to release this or get it out of this container. So first thing I'm going to do is, you'll notice my knife is literally just in like a 1/4 of an inch. I'm just kind of loosening it a little bit. And once I've gone all the way around, I'm going to stick the knife down and go all the way around to loosen it. I did spray it, but just in case. Now what we're going to do, I'm just going to let this sit for a minute so the caramel sauce kind of drips down onto it, and I'll show you what it looks like in a couple seconds. So here it is 4 hours later. Now it's actually about 10 seconds later. And we're going to lift this off. It's important. You'll notice that some of it's stuck. That's right. And now I have to try some because I love sweets. Actually, a really nice consistency. Really nice flavor too. I wasn't expecting this. As I said, we made this with cream cheese, and I've never seen this done with cream cheese. But if you take a look, it's a very, very nice, even. When I cut it, I'll have to still another piece. That's right. Before it drips down, it has like a very, very nice, even, very smooth texture to it, which is what you want. So, but it does stay together perfectly. It's really, really, really good. As soon as I'm done, I'm going to eat the rest of that. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you do, please like, please subscribe to my channel. I really could use some help with the subscriptions. And please share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.